Assalamu alaikum students, I hope everybody is doing well. So today we are going to start a new unit, that is unit number 5, The Rain. This is a short poem and which has been written by W.H. Davis. He writes about the elements of nature and he uses nature as a symbol. So what is the meaning of this thing that he uses nature as a symbol? Symbol means he might have hidden meanings, and hidden meanings for those who can understand. For example, in this poem he is talking about rain, but it has a very deep message. Rain basically has a symbolic meaning, and the meaning could be bad luck, bad day, or any bad thing. It has also the symbol that the world has no peace anywhere. We have a fear of terrorism, we have a fear of war. In short, you may say that according to the poet, we are living in a peaceless, in a restless world. This is about the title only, but the writer has used a lot of other symbolic words in the poem that will be deriving after reading the poem. And this is the short poem which contains only 2 stanzas, and in 2 stanzas he has talked about different aspects of nature. In first stanza he discriminates rich leaves and poor leaves, which means he has symbolic meaning. Rich leaves he says about the rich people, poor leaves about the poor people. But in second stanza he shows the hope, the determination, which shows that the poet is optimistic as well. Optimistic means hopeful as well. That he says one day there will be peace everywhere, no matter in what world we are living in. At the end of the day, there would be peace everywhere. So let's just read about the stanza and derive what other symbolic words he has used and what is the hidden meaning of this poem. First stanza we have on page number 56. I hear leaves drinking rain. I hear rich leaves on top, giving the poor beneath. Drop after drop, 'tis a sweet noise to hear, these green leaves drinking near. That's the first stanza, and the first line is I hear leaves drinking rain. That is also the example of personification, and the personification is a figurative language in which we give human traits to the non-living things. In other words, you may say that मुवाजना करना किसी जानदार चीज का बेजान चीज के साथ. As if here I hear leaves drinking water. How can a water drink? How can a leaves drink water? So that's the human trait is being compared with the leaves. So that is an example of personification. I hear rich leaves on top, giving the poor beneath, which means the rain water, upper leaves are taking first, and what remains they trickle down to the poor leaves. Drop after drop, 'tis a sweet noise to hear. 'Tis here it is used as a contraction, that is a mixture of 2 words. It could be it is or this is. 'Tis a sweet noise to hear, these green leaves drinking near. And the last line of this stanza is again the personification, because human traits have been given to this line. So the context of this first stanza is, the poet says, rich people are taking the luxuries of life first. Whatever remains, they silently give that thing to the poor people. You may say that every luxuries, every ease, and everyness that we can see, that has been given to the rich people first, and whatever remains, that has been given to the poor people. So we may say that in this poem the poet clearly expresses his lovely view about the rain and the social discrimination found in our society. and he feels as if leaves are drinking raindrops. When the rain water sprinkles on the leaves, it creates a sweet and music, or you may say that melodious sound. It gives joy and pleasure as well. He describes that the rich leaves which are on the top, after quenching their thirst or after fulfilling their thirst, are passing on the drops one by one to the poor leaves beneath. This is basically a metaphor as well. Metaphor is something that we use in poems, which means two unlike things are being compared together. And the meaning of this metaphor is that the rich get a golden chance first, and whatever remains trickle down to the poor. The rich leaves that the poet has used over here is the symbolic meaning of rich people, and the poor is the symbolic meaning is the poor people. Let's move towards the second stanza. And when the sun comes out. In first stanza we have discussed that all the luxuries have been taken by rich people. So the second stanza, that is showing hope that when the sun comes out, after this rain shall stop, a wondrous light will fill each dark round drop. I hope the sun shines bright, it will be a lovely sight. How artistically the poet has brought the contrast between social discrimination. And when the sun comes out, after this rain shall stop. He says that after this rain, when the sun would come out, a wondrous light will fill each dark round drop. That sunshine would brighten up each and every dark corner, each and every part of the tree. Or you may say that the poet is determined that when the sun will come out from the clouds, the rain will stop, and there would be equality in the society, just like the sunshine which illuminates each and every dark raindrop and benefits everyone all over the world. In the same way, the pleasures and joys of the life would equally be given to the poor people as well. The rich would become just and equitable, and the poor would become more cooperative, and all of the people in the world would equally be enjoying the equal rights. So we can say that the poet is positively thinking that one day the social discrimination would be ended.